ready? Am I on? Yeah. Hey everybody, I'm back. Monday we had a national holiday. It's Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and he was one of the last of the civil rights, movements, against systematic racism. Slavery ended in the 1860s. And, I don't know, it took 100 years to fight for the civil rights. And I think, by the end of the 1960s, that pretty much summed it up right there. I pretty much wrapped it up because, I was born in the late 60s. And all my life, I've seen everybody is equal. I've never seen a store that says we don't serve or hire black people or no black people allowed or anything. And I've seen people of all colors, as doctors, restaurant people, law enforcement, and everything. I've never seen any division. I've always seen people as having equal rights. And so Martin Luther King was very successful in that. But now it seems like, it's almost like he had a dream. And from what I can see over the last 53 years, his dream came true. And then, I heard Biden speak of Martin Luther King earlier this week, and it almost seems like he denied that Martin Luther King's dreams came true. By convincing people that, black people don't have the right to vote when, I read that they started fighting for black suffrage in 1889. It may not have come true at that time, but throughout time, by the end of the 1960s, it came true. And everybody's had the right to go to school, employment, whatever you want to be. So, because we have learned to judge each other by the content of our character, not the color of their skin, and that's how that came to be. And this new administration, it's like, what they said about Martin Luther King, it seems like an insult. They're saying, as if Martin Luther King were alive today, he'd probably feel insulted that they told him his dream didn't come true. But, and then, speaking of judging on the content of, the color of the skin instead, we had people like, I heard Joy Reid say, "Listen up, white people." That sounded kind of threatening. I was in another room when I heard that. I'll never forget the sound of her voice saying that. And this Raphael Warnock, he's like a governor in Georgia or Georgia something. He actually had Castro in his church. And in a speech, I heard on video, I didn't read this, I saw on video, he said, "We have a worse virus in this country than COVID. It's called whiteness." These people go and say these things, and they're not true. They're trying to convince people that this is still a systematic racist country. And it's not, if you think about it. We all have the same rights to employment, education, and to live how we want to live within the law. Let's go hitting people with hammers and raping people and throwing people on trains. You don't have the right to interfere with somebody else's happiness, but we all have the right to do so. But either way, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. But, just don't listen to everything that a few people will tell you. Like Joe Biden he compared George Floyd to Martin Luther King. I'm not here to say anything bad about, George Floyd. He wasn't exactly an angel, though. Martin Luther King was a civil rights activist. Probably never even broke a law in his life. And, you know, I really don't want to talk about George Floyd, but he wasn't exactly an innocent man. And it's not the $20 bill. It's things that he did that before that. And if he had been in jail for doing those things, like armed robberies and home invasions, if he was in jail where I think he belonged, he'd be alive today. But either way, from what I could see, Martin Luther King's dream came true, but it's like they're doing the opposite now, though. They're denying that his dream came true, and now they are judging people by the color of their skin instead of the content of their character. It's happening. I know they're trying to cause a division or whatever, but as far as I can see, we have been united for at least 50 years. This is the United States of America, not the divided states of America. And we need to fight for that. So we could say the United States of America. And that's what I've seen in my life. And they're trying to take that away from us. They got to be stopped. This is America. This is the best country in the world. We have more rights in this country than any other country out there. And we're going to lose that? We're going to go from the best country in the world to the worst country in the world. So, that's all I have to say about that. I'll talk to you guys real soon. Sooner than you think. I'm out.